Hello, welcome to this Snuggle Sounds audio story, Billy Trumpet Bum. Find a nice comfortable place and strap in for the toot-tastical adventures of Billy and his melodious bottom. If you enjoy this story, please subscribe to our channel to make sure you don't miss out on other fantastic stories. Yuck, Billy. Really? Billy Trumpet Bum. Chapter 1. Meet Billy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, welcome to the charmingly odd town of Windyville. Picture a quaint little place where the sun always shines, the birds always sing, and the wind always... Well, let's just say the town lived up to its name. It was a place where trees seemed to perpetually sway in a breezy dance, where the wind chimes sang their own sweet symphony, and where the hats had a habit of flying off heads at unexpected moments. Yes, Windyville was a place unlike any other, and it was home to someone even more extraordinary. Our freckle-faced, red-haired protagonist, Billy. Billy wasn't like the other boys in Windyville. No, he wasn't a secret superhero or a wizard in disguise. He didn't have magical powers, nor was he a prodigy at sports. But what Billy did have was a most peculiar talent, one that was as boisterous as it was musical, as embarrassing as it was unique. You see, dear reader, Billy had a bottom that was louder than the town crier and more musical than the local church bells. He had a tooting problem, one that didn't just make noises but played tunes. Yes, tunes. Billy's bottom could perform a symphony with just a toot, and it did so quite often, whether Billy liked it or not. Now I must confess, dear reader, that when I say Billy had a tooting problem, I'm not talking about him accidentally sitting on a trumpet or him having a secret passion for brass instruments. No, when I say tooting, I mean the kind that comes from one's bottom, the kind that would make a skunk blush. Yes, I mean flatulence. Farts, to be utterly frank. But Billy's farts were not your garden variety, oh dear who let one rip kind of farts. Oh no, Billy's farts were a symphony, a cacophony, a rhapsody of sounds that could rival a full-blown orchestra. They had range, they had rhythm, they had a vibrato that could make a soprano envious. Sometimes, Billy's farts would sound like a flute, high and clear, fluttering in the wind. Other times they'd boom like a tuba, deep and resonant, causing the floor to tremble. Occasionally they would trill like a violin, their pitch-perfect notes dancing in the air. These musical farts of Billy's were spontaneous, unpredictable, and incredibly embarrassing. But most importantly, they were uncontrollable. No matter what he ate, no matter how he sat, no matter how hard he clenched his bottom, the farts would come out, playing their own merry tune, and with each toot, Billy would blush a shade redder than his hair, wishing he could vanish into thin air. So you see, Billy's problem wasn't just flatulence, it was a musical extravaganza that came unbidden from his bottom, a unique issue that set him apart from everyone else in a way that was both mortifying and extraordinary. Billy's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Bumblebee, were as supportive as they were baffled by their son's unique issue. They had tried everything they could think of to help Billy. They consulted doctors who gave them bewildered looks, dietitians who suggested all manner of wind-reducing foods, and even a yoga guru who promised fart-controlling postures. Alas, none of these methods brought any relief to Billy or his musical bottom. One day, while scouring the internet for solutions, Mrs. Bumblebee stumbled upon a rather unusual character. He called himself the Flatulence Whisperer. Yes, you heard it right. A man who claimed to communicate with troublesome bottoms and bring them under control. Desperate for a solution, they decided to give it a shot. The Flatulence Whisperer, a man with a long beard and even longer robes, arrived at their house one windy afternoon. He had a solemn air about him, as though he were about to perform an important ritual. He asked Billy to lie down on a mat, placed his hand on Billy's stomach, and began to, whisper. He whispered sweet nothings to Billy's tummy, promising it good things if it would just stop making music. He cajoled, he pleaded, he even sang a lullaby, but Billy's bottom remained stubbornly musical. After an hour of fruitless whispering, the Flatulence Whisperer gave up, admitting that Billy's case was beyond his expertise. Billy's parents were disheartened, but they didn't let their disappointment show. They reassured Billy that they loved him just the way he was, musical farts and all. But in the back of their minds, They worried about their son, hoping that someday he would find a way to turn his curse into a blessing. And as we'll soon discover, that day was not too far off. Living with the constant orchestra of Toots was no small feat for Billy. There were days when the endless teasing, the loud symphony from his bottom, and the disappointed sighs from the flatulence whisperer were simply too much to bear. Billy felt like a circus act, a constant source of amusement for others, and it was all due to something he had no control over. More than once, he wished he could just disappear, become invisible. He dreamed of a life where his biggest worry was forgetting his homework or missing the school bus, not whether his bottom would choose to play a melody during a quiet moment in class. But amidst all the embarrassment and frustration, a tiny spark of hope still flickered in Billy's heart. He knew he was different, and while that currently made him the butt of jokes, a part of him couldn't help but wonder if there was a silver lining to his cloudy predicament. After all, how many people could claim that their bottom was more musical than a jukebox? As he lay in bed each night, Billy would often dream of a place where his musical farts would be appreciated, where he wouldn't be Billy Trumpet Bum the joke, but Billy the... well, he wasn't quite sure what yet. But he was certain of one thing: he didn't want to be defined by his farts forever. So, as the sun set over Windyville, casting long shadows and bathing the town in a warm golden light, Billy lay in his bed, dreaming of a day when his farts would be more than just a source of embarrassment. He didn't know it then, but fate was already weaving a remarkable story for him. You see, dear reader, the world is a strange and wonderful place, full of surprises and unexpected turns. And as Billy was soon to discover, what might seem like a problem could actually be a gift, a unique talent waiting to be uncovered. Would Billy always be the trumpet bum, the boy with the musical farts? Or was there a grand adventure waiting for him, an adventure that would turn his tooting trouble into a tremendous triumph? Ah, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll have to wait and see what happens next in the peculiar, fart-filled life of Billy Trumpet Bum. So hold on to your hats, and perhaps your noses, for Billy's journey is only just beginning, and it's sure to be a blast. As Billy drifted off to sleep, a soft melody filled the air, a lullaby from Billy's own bottom, as if in agreement with the exciting journey that was about to unfold. Because as it turns out, dear reader, the best stories often come from the most unexpected places. Or in Billy's case, from the most unexpected toots. Be sure to join us for the next chapter, Troublesome Toots, where we explore Billy's struggles and embarrassing incidents caused by his uncontrollable flatulence. Goodbye, for now.